Okay, starting just with general proportions. I think it might be a little narrower and taller, so what's this, just two surfaces? Okay, can select these and group them together, and I'll just make it a little taller maybe? Maybe I won't do it that way because it's stretching out those things on top. I might just right mouse click object mode, right mouse click vertex, select the vertices of these. Control Shift Select will add to my selection without deselecting anything. Just move that up some, and that way don't mess up the proportions of the things on top. How's that look? Better? I think so. Probably like that. Maybe we'll put this middle thing in the middle, create polygon cube, and try to get the by the way, I got rid of the rest of the interface by doing control space. So control space will toggle in and out of that. Okay, maybe here. Okay, something like that, kind of thin and longer. Move that out some. How's that? Good. And cut the door and windows, maybe? No. So I'm going to do Control Shift X for the multi-cut tool. Aha, not working. That's because it's not quads somewhere, most likely. We can see if we can. Oh yeah, well, this big front thing's not a quad. Actually, if I go to the front view and I do Control Shift X for the multi-cut tool and I hold down Shift and just kind of slice through the whole thing, I think now that should be quad. See, this top face has many sides, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever, but this is just a four-sided face, so now the multi-cut tool should work. Control Shift X, and see, I get these things now. But let's say that's about, is that the top of the window? Is that a good height, or is that too low? Oh, it's too low. I'm gonna right mouse click edge, double click, W for move, slide that up a little higher. Control Shift X. Let's find the bottom of the windows. Maybe there? Okay. Let's look at it from the front and try to do this evenly to get the windows. They're kind of halfway between the the edges where this piece comes up. So maybe like 2 units that way and 2 units this way. Did I miss that one? Why does that one not seem to be taking? Oh no, I did. I just didn't see it. I don't know. Okay. Alright. Those look kind of small, but maybe once we do the frames around them, it'll be bigger. And so I essentially already have this one ready because it lines up, but let's put in the, how big are those vertically? They're about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.5 units. So again, Control Shift X for multi-cut tool, and maybe here, so a half, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, something like that. I think, yeah, for some reason it wasn't showing up in that view. Okay, and that'll be that bottom window. And let's, while we're at it, do the ones on this side. So I think I might have it kind of line up with these. So it might be good to do shading, wireframe unshaded, and Control Shift X. Okay, again, I'll have to, I'm just going to hold down Shift and slice right through there so that lower part becomes a quad, and then this works again when I hold down the control key. So there and here. And then those are about 4 wide, so we'll make, whoops, just hit delete to get rid of that. Make this about 4. Oh, and by the way, I'm just doing, holding down the space bar, clicking in the middle and doing right view and perspective view to change those views. Control Alt, we'll click and drag, we'll zoom in. And let's do about 4 wide. 2, 3, 4. Okay. And I'll try to do like one window frame and then duplicate it. So I'll make a new cube and W for move, hold down V, middle mouse drag, and it should, oh, let's click in the middle here. Let's snap to that point. And let's see. Well, there's the frame all around it, and then there's kind of, this seems to stick out and that seems to stick out more, but which as a separate thing, how we want to do that. Is there something that'll give us like a whole kind of square-y thing? A torus? Let's do like a, might be more work than it's worth, but we could play with that, see how that works. If I go torus, options, and axis divisions, let me just make it and then I'll figure this out. Let's see. I think there's a way to make this into like a more of a square thing. 4, yeah, axis divisions 4, and then what, this would be 4, but it's kind of twisted the wrong way, so then we have to twist it around like this, so 45 degrees like that, and then rotate 45 degrees around the Y, and then, whoops, I moved it. That should be rotate 45. I mean, that's, I don't know, that's a way of doing it. And then the radius needs to be smaller. Oh, not the radius, but the section radius. Yeah, that. I'm gonna, yeah, let's freeze transformation, modify freeze transformation. That didn't work. Let's try that again. Huh. I must have some weird options on there. Options, edit, reset, freeze transformations. There we go. And then rotate it like so, maybe minus 90. And okay, so now we've got that square thing, and 90 degrees this way. I'm gonna freeze transformations again. Okay. Okay, just pushing that back to the wall. Well, I'll just hold down V and middle mouse drag just to get it nice and close. And the thing is, if you scale it, it sort of, you know, will change that width. And I'm sort of happy with the width. Or I'd rather control it with the section radius anyway. So then I might just take these. So right mouse click vertex, select those, move those to the top. Move these to the bottom. So I'm only going to have to do this once. Let's Windows left key. We'll put that on the left side of the screen. If you're using Windows, there's unfortunately no way to do that on a Mac as far as I know. Alright, so that's there. But now there's these kind of an additional piece on the top and bottom, I think. So I would tend to just, you could either extrude it out of there or just stick another piece there. Either one's fine. I might just make another little piece and have it sticking out of there. Create polygon primitives, cube, W, V, middle mouse drag. like that. And then actually I'll just duplicate that and something like that. Okay. And then while I'm at it, I'll do the window pane separators, and I might as well start with one of these guys. Control D for duplicate. Put that in the middle, but that's going to be much smaller. And push back W for move, like that. And maybe scale down a little bit more. Okay, and then Control D. If I hold down E and click, I can get discrete rotate, and then that'll rotate on 15-degree units, and then scale that up. How's that? Should the speed down a little bit? Okay. So I think that this could be thicker. Control spacebar to get this interface back, and we still have this section radius. Maybe that's a little better. Okay. And now I'm going to select all of these. This, and that. Control G for group. Modify center pivot. And Control D to move that here. And if I select this again and hit the up arrow, it'll select the group again. Control D, move that down to here. And let's do another one. Select that, up arrow, Control D, and W, V, middle mouse drag to snap, F for frame selected. I still have discrete rotate on, so that'll rotate around there. Position that like so. Okay, something like that. All right. Got those windows. We can delete out the faces of the. Now you can should be able to see inside. No. Actually, let me isolate this real quick. Click that and isolate that. Oh yeah. And then select that and that and that and that. Whoop. Undo that and that and that. And unisolate that. Great. Okay. Save as I go. I didn't mean to do that. File, save scene as, doctor. I guess that's fine. Alright, and what did I do here? You know what? I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to do that because there's no window there. Okay. All right. So I'm hoping this is helping. I don't know if I want to build the whole thing. You know, I can Control D, duplicate that, move that down for this little deck thing here. We can make these little underboard things if we want to. Control D to duplicate, scale that down really narrow, move that down a little bit here. Maybe one close to the house. Control D, Control D, Control D, Control D. Oh, no, not that one. So that's fine. Something like that. And then, whoops. Save again. What should we do next? Maybe this little deck thing or these guys. I'll just duplicate this again, and just because it's positioned already, and scale it down, move that up, pretty low. It's pretty... I might use this to kind of just narrow that a little bit more. And it's back from the front edge of that, but it's also definitely below the windows a good bit, and scaled in from the edges. And that's the top rung of that, or whatever level of that, and then the bottom. Could that be a little taller? I guess. And then I'll move the pivot point to the edge of this, hold down D for pivot move mode, and V for point snap, and then just middle mouse click there, and then duplicate that, Control D, and then I think we're still on discrete rotate, so we're getting that to move around to that. I think we want this to maybe overlap more like here, and we can of course scale that back. But it's okay for it to penetrate the house. Control D, W for move mode, V, hold down V for point snap. Whoops. Click in the middle here. Point snap that to there. Okay. And let's select both these. Control D, and let's just move these to this other side. Why didn't that one move with it? I don't know what happened. Doesn't matter. Okay. And then we need a bunch of these vertical pieces. I'll just make a new cube. Create polygon primitives cube. WV, middle mouse drag, F. Scale that down, should be smaller than these other ones. And that's like a bigger thing, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, let's say 18, maybe. I can't really tell. Is that 19? 18? Maybe 18, including the middle one, which we'll probably have to replace with something thicker. Oh, look! I didn't line these up right. How did I manage that? Huh. Oh, because this one's just sticking out, that's all. Okay. Alright, well, what I might do, let's just call it 20, and I'm just going to start from here, and we can duplicate the 20 across. Now it'll help to get the length, and the length should be about, let's call it 28. So if the scale in that direction is 28, and we want 20 of them, what direction is that? First of all, let's scale this up to the right height. Although it's slightly less than 28, so let's actually do it this way. This is freeze transformation, that's at 0, and then I'm going to duplicate and move it to where I want it at the other end. So, okay, minus 27.5, let's call it. So, so we want, if we want 20 total, we need 19 copies in the direction of minus 27.5. So edit, duplicate special options. Let me just reset these. And we want, this is the X column, this is the Y column, this is the Z column. We need translate, and so we need to go minus 27.5, but we have to divide that by 20 gives us the increment. So So 27.5 divided by 20 is 1.375, so it's actually in the negative direction, so minus 1.375, and we already have 1 and we need a total of 20, so it's 19 copies. Let's see if that works. Okay, nope, so I did something wrong. I don't know what I did wrong with the math there. Maybe because it's only 19 copies, maybe I have to do 19 divided by, no, 27.5 divided by 19. 1.45, call it. Alright, let's try that. Duplicate special options. 1.45. How's that? Better. Okay. And, you know, I can just touch up this end. It's not exactly perfect, but, you know, but at least, you know, saved us a little bit of time. And I might just do these side ones manually, just because maybe I'll do both sides at the same time. Shift select that one, Control D. Is that about the same distance that we're doing there? Maybe just a couple, something like that. Okay, I just used middle mouse drag to move that. Alright, and now, I mean, I don't know exactly what that's supposed to be, but clearly it's thicker. So let's grab this one, and this one, and that one. R for scale, and this thing will make it thicker. So I'll make that one nice and thick. And maybe more. And taller, because that's the support thing. And then there's something on top. I don't know exactly what that's supposed to look like. But I think what I'll do is select all these, right mouse click face. I'm going to select the top face of each of these. Shift right mouse click extrude face. And let's just extrude that up. Yeah, or yeah. And then extrude again, shift right mouse click, extrude face, and then scale that down a bit. I'm just doing all three at the same time. And then shift right mouse click, extrude face again, and pull something up on the top. And then if I want to go to the next level on this, I think what I might do is some bevels. So I think probably what I would do is just select all these edges on top of each of these. Can I do them all at the same time? Shift right mouse click, bevel edge, and just maybe increase that fraction a little bit. No. Oh, is that working on any of them? Oh, it's only working on that one. Alright, we'll do that one and then we'll adjust the other ones. So, increase the fraction. Oh, I guess that's as big as it'll go. Depth? No. Segments. Something like that. How's that? It looks like I kind of believe it. Let's just go to the bevel here, and I think we set a fraction of 1 and segments 2 seem to work for that. And here, bevel 1, 2, enter. Okay, so let's call that done. Door. create the cube. I'm going to go DV middle mouse drag to the bottom. It's just easier to place and scale the door if that's at the corner. WV middle mouse drag. Hey. V middle mouse drag. Oh, there it is. Pull that out here. Okay. Kind of like where it's at the corner there. So scale this up. It's quite high. It's near the top of the bottom of the deck thing. And scale out this way. Okay, and there's some panels in here. It's quite blurry, but there's like a panel thing going on the top, and I think there's tall panels here and short panels there, and it's very hard to see. But let's Control Shift X. Let's just kind of split it here. I'm holding down the Control key, maybe around there. And let's do those panel-y things on the top first. Right mouse click, face, shift, right mouse click, extrude face. Click on the scale, scale that in a bit. Maybe, and then shift right mouse click, extrude face. Just push that in now. Maybe scale it down a touch. And then maybe a couple more. Shift right mouse click, extrude face. Scale that in. Shift right mouse click, extrude face. Pull this back out like that. Maybe scale it down a touch. And you get that look of those, you know, those panel things. And now for this bottom half, Control Shift X, I'm gonna hold down the Shift key, and that'll, whoops. So hold down Control and Shift, and then that snaps it to the middle, and then I can do both these sides at the same time, this and this. Shift right mouse click, extrude face, and I have to turn keep faces together off for this to work now, so that these can scale down separately. Otherwise they scale together just for that one. Let me back it up. Okay, because I think we need a split at the bottom half too, so Control Shift X, and there's that, because I think there's separate panels on the top and bottom. Maybe I can do all four at the same time. Let's give it a shot. Select face, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right shift, right mouse click, extrude face, keep faces together off. Scale these down a bit, scale them in some. Yeah, it's doing all those at the same time. We'll speed up. Shift right mouse click, extrude face, push it in a bit, scale it down a touch. Shift right mouse click, extrude face. Scale it in a bit, maybe more from the side. Shift right mouse click, extrude face, pull it forward now. Scale it down some, and then you get that paneling look on the door. Columns. Let's do. I'm going to save. Start with the cube. V middle mouse drag to snap to hit W again, and that'll select the middle thing for you. That gets it to snap where you want it to go. And let's just put this here, move it up a touch. I think it's in a little bit more. And scale that up. And I think what I'm going to do for this is just a whole series of little extrudes. So, so right mouse click, select the top face. Shift right mouse click, extrude face. And let's scale that out a little bit. Maybe move it up just a touch. And then shift right mouse click, extrude face, move it up a tiny bit. And shift right mouse click, extrude face, scale it down a bit again. Move it up just a touch. Shift right mouse click, extrude face, and maybe this will be that main. Is that too thick? I'm going to undo that and scale this one down a little bit more. Oh, and maybe there's like another shift right mouse click extrude face, like this, that little piece there, and then another little thicker bit here, and extrude face again, and extrude face again, and scale that down, and extrude. I think that one has to be further scaled down. I think we want that narrower. Maybe pull that up a touch. And then this is the big one, I think. Let's move this out of the way. Like up to something like there. I think that should have been thinner still. Just undid a few. Is that better? Is that still too thick? Oops. Kind of like it better, a bit thinner. I'm not sure. Anyway. And then just repeat, you know, get that extra detail in there. Face. Ah, too thick. And then there's just some extra stuff at the top there. Alright, let's call that good enough. Anyways, you can, you know, get it a little closer. But Control D, duplicate, move that across to here. Okay, save. So I think I'm for these. I mean, there's any number of different ways to do that. I think your guys here are too thin. I mean, they should be thinner this way, but they should be pulled out more. Shift right mouse click, extrude face. Let's click on this guy, move that out some. Is that too thick? Maybe. I don't know. It's hard to tell. You know what? The windows look too wide. Like there's too much distance here. So for that, I think I'll start by just selecting this and isolating that, and go to vertex and move these in some. Let's try moving them 1, 2 units, and this in 1, 2 units, and then select these groups, object mode, select that, up arrow to get the group, up arrow on the keyboard that is, and then just move that over into place, and repeat for this, up arrow. Did that work out okay? Yeah. Oh, you've got, oh yeah. No wonder we're not seeing through that. You've got like, I'm just going to delete this whole front face of that. Okay. Oh, better. Alright. And, what's a little better? I don't know, maybe they should be bigger. Anyway. I guess the last thing I think you could fix this a little bit. You could put in these side pieces. That's just a cube there, and a cube there, and a cube elongated there. I think for this, I'll just stick a cylinder there, you know. Maybe delete off the back half of the cylinder. So I think that's, you know, that gets you pretty far, and I think you can figure out the rest of those details. save it.